And so what we need to focus on doing now is attempting to anticipate the changes that are going to happen and attempt to rebuild to the best of our ability. What we're trying to do now is we're trying to plant seeds for the future. And that means having families. That means building families. You know, one of the most interesting things about the history of empires is that if you look at their expansion, plateauing, and eventual decline and fall, you can see it happening in the familial structures of the native populations. It's not an accident now that most of the US and European political leadership is geriatric and childless. Look at Merkel, no kids. Look at Macron, no kids. It's just one of those things that becomes obvious over time when you look at it. In fact, they argue that one of the reasons for the advancement and the heights that Europe reached was because they had a eugenic structure where the wealthy, talented, aristocratic families used to have many more kids. They'd have 10 kids, where the impoverished, less talented, less intelligent lower classes would have far fewer that managed to survive. And that had a civilizational effect on the population. The population became smarter. The population became more capable and more functional. We are living in a period where the exact opposite's been happening. If you read the great brain books by John D. Fitzgerald, you can see the description of a society that is growing. Each of the families has, 4 kids, 6 kids. There's a tremendous community spirit, even crossing lines of religion, like the way that the Catholics, the Mormons, and the Protestants would all come together to build an academy in Aidenville and so forth. And this was a author drawing on his real life experiences. And yes, there's an element of the whole civic nationalism that has led to the, contributed to the rot of the empire. But you can see a confident, growing society. And that's not what we see now when young men are terrified to get married because they're afraid, they might lose some of their toys. It's ridiculous. I mean, you could lose a lot more than 20% of your income trying to move out west, marrying some immigrant from Norway who is 20 years younger than you. The risks that they were willing to take